Ben 10 has been one of my favorite shows growing up, and we are finally getting to see a return of the series. Last year, we got a DVD box set. Additionally, there's also a recent crossover with Fortnite, and we now have a brand new comic book series that is a completely new and original take on the series. The original creators of Ben 10, Man of Action, are also behind this new comic book series, and these comics are being released by Dynamite Entertainment. On the Dynamite website, you can purchase the comic online. There is also plenty of different variants of the first issue. I really enjoy all the different designs, and I really think the different variants will help sell this comic. I actually went ahead and ordered this one online, so I do hope to get it shipped out. There is also some exclusive variants at different locations. One of the variants is a inspiration of Image Comics, which is pretty sick, and I believe issue number 2 has a variant cover that is a inspiration of Kaiju number 8. You can also read it digitally on Apple Books and other places. I'll be sure to link that below. And if you guys are a fan of Ben 10 like myself, or if you enjoy comics and want to get into the series, I think this will be a good way to get into Ben 10. I do also want to put a spoiler warning. I will be including images of the first issue and talking about it. And I'm also going to give the summary of this issue, so definitely keep that in mind. You might want to read it for yourself first before watching this. So the first issue of the comic basically uses the same setup for the first episode of the original series. It basically introduces us to the camping trip that Ben and Gwen are on with Grandpa Max, and they essentially have the same dynamic as they did in the show. But I will be honest, Gwen is pretty damn brutal in this issue, which I think is very different but very interesting. And before I dive into the storyline, there is some pretty funny dialogue. In this one panel right here, Ben mentions rage baiting. He also mentions Google out of nowhere because Grandpa Max is prohibiting them from having access of using devices while they're camping. I did roll my eyes at first until I reached the next reference in the issue, which I found pretty funny. But yeah, as they are all three at a campfire, Gwen has a pretty insane insult. She basically implies that Ben's parents sent him off to this summer trip so they can get rid of him, and this visibly upsets Ben, so he runs off into the woods. This is where he sees a meteor from the sky, which causes a crater to form right next to Ben. So as he's walking towards this crater, this is where the Omnitrix takes over and attaches itself to Ben's wrist. But there is a pretty big catch here in that there is a whole ass military in this forest, which definitely was not present in the original series. So this is a brand new element in the comic, and I am very interested to see how this turns out. Something else that is different in this comic, in the show, Gwen finds Ben right after he uses the Omnitrix, but in the comic, she's actually in the RV by herself as Grandpa Max tries to find Ben himself. And before Ben even uses his Omnitrix, a giant Terminator bear is seen, and the bear begins to approach Ben as he transforms with the Omnitrix for the first time. And the first alien we get to see is Forearms. And here's the line I was talking about. He says, "Bad idea, Freddy Fazbear." Wow, what a reference. It's pretty hilarious, I can't lie. I totally expected Heat Blast to be the first transformation, so this was also a pretty big twist for me. I'm actually not going to show the action and like the transformation panels. I don't think I want to spoil that for you guys. I think you guys should take a look at those panels yourselves by reading the issue. But in the middle of this altercation with this bear, Ben's Omnitrix abruptly deactivates itself. So while Ben is panicking to transform into a new alien, he actually transforms into Heat Blast, which, man, I love how Heat Blast looks in this comic. Looks amazing. And he was able to scare away the bear as Heat Blast. However, the military takes focus of all the fire that Ben caused. Also, Gwen is still in the RV, and I'm also presuming that Grandpa Max found Ben at the end of the issue right here. But I guess we'll have to wait for the next issue to see what happens there. And in the final page right here, we get to see a look at Vilgax himself. And Vilgax looks absolutely gnarly in this panel right here, so I can't wait to see more of him. But yeah, overall, this is a very interesting introduction to the series. It gave us a brief look at some aliens, and I can't wait to see the other aliens and how Ben eventually learns how to use Forearms and Heat Blast. I also really hope to see Ghost Freak. Ghost Freak would definitely have a insane design if he ever appeared in the comics, so I really hope for that to happen. I'm also very excited to see the other aliens. Overflow, Upgrade, Accelerate, Diamond Head. I think those are going to be some sweet aliens, so I can't wait to see lows. But yeah, overall, this is a very solid first issue for the comic. I am definitely invested now in what happens next, so I will definitely make sure to get physical copies of the next couple issues just to keep up with it and to support the series, of course. I would love to see more Ben 10 related stuff. There is also some extra details with the military and Vilgax in this issue, and as I said, I skipped out on showing the transformations and some of the action with Freddy Fazbear, so I definitely implore you guys to read this for yourselves. This is also my first time ever reviewing a comic book, so it probably was all over the place, but I am a big fan of Ben 10, so I couldn't skip out on this opportunity. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I do plan on making videos all about Ben 10. I am currently rewatching the whole series. I am almost on Ultimate Alien, so I definitely will make more Ben 10 videos in the future, and I probably will also review future issues of the Ben 10 comic, so be sure to stick around for that. But yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys on the flip.